Sorry. And now. All right. I call the regular meeting for the Milliken Board of Trustees for March 26, 2025 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will Town Clerk please call roll?
Trustee Beckman.
Here.
Trustee Lane.
Here.
Trustee Nix.
Here.
Trustee Orca.
Here.
Trustee Wakeman.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Here.
Mayor Austin.
Here. Thank you. Agenda approval. Does anybody have any changes or updates to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
I move to accept the agenda as proposed.
I second. Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Lane.
Yes.
Trustee Nix.
Yes.
Trustee Orca.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Trustee Beckman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, next item on the agenda, I'm pleased to announce that we have a swearing-in ceremony for our new community service officer who will be out measuring weeds soon, very soon.
About a call. Mayor, members of the board, good evening. Tonight, we are excited to introduce our newest member of the team, Milliken team, Cecilia Munoz, is our new code enforcement officer. Cecilia brings an extensive experience in communication, having worked in various departments with AT&T. She began her career with the city of Lamar in utilities, and she's looking to build a strong foundation in public service as well. Cecilia has been a resident for the past 5 years here in Milliken, and she's excited to serve and support the community she calls home. And tonight I'll introduce her family. Adrian, this side, her husband Pablo, and her other son Andres.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Congratulations.
Always pleased to have another member of our staff. Next item is comments from the public. Do we have anybody that wants to address the board? Okay. This comment is the point in the meeting where the public is invited to address the town board on any items except agenda items for which there is a public hearing. Public comment on public hearing items will occur during the scheduled public hearing. All comments should be directed to the town board. There's a 3-minute limit per speaker. Please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record.
Hello, I got super nervous all of a sudden, so sorry. My name is Sarah Swanson, and I live at 616 South Ursula Avenue. I'm here tonight because I am the PTO president at Civica, so charter school, 6 through 12. We are very excited that we are having our first graduation. We have a small, very excited little group that are gonna graduate. It's a big accomplishment. Again, we're super excited about it. At the Civica board meeting and at the PTO meeting, it was brought to our attention that funds may be available from the town. So I was encouraged to come on behalf. Not sure what the process is, but there wasn't any allowance in our budget for graduation. That wasn't really thought of, I guess, when, wasn't me. But I think for those of you that have been here for a little minute, know Civic has gone through a little bit, especially this past year. So if there's any way, if you guys have any room in your guys' budget to give us a little bit, I don't know if I need to fill out a form. I did bring our deposit. We are holding graduation May 27th at Ames. We rented a ballroom at Ames. We're trying to build a relationship with them, obviously, too, with the programs there. So our new principal, Mr. Steckel, has already done a wonderful job trying to build that back up for us. So a little off the beaten path, but I think it's a really nice space. We want to make it really special. And if there's anything the town can do to help, we'd really appreciate it.
Do you have an understanding of what your expenses are going to be for this graduation?
I do about $1,100. That's just for the facilities at Ames. They won't let us bring in decoration. It's going to be very basic. So that money is just for the space, a stage, a microphone. They really line item. And then we have a little, it's not called a patio, but it's a little outlet from the one ballroom where the kids and their families can take pictures beforehand. So we're being charged for that too. So,
Okay. And
like I
then-
said, I have an itemized invoice from them if that's helpful.
Can I ask when graduation's like?
May 27th, it's a Tuesday. It's a super strange day because, again, it wasn't really planned for ahead of time by the previous principal and admin. So myself, the office admin, and Mr. Steckel kind of at the beginning of the year were like, we need to get something going. So this was the day available. So it's the day after Memorial Day on a Tuesday at 10 a.m. So, but we have the ability again to build a relationship with them, get a better date for next year, and continue to build on this. So
How many people will you have graduate? How many students will you have graduating?
12.
12 graduating, okay.
Yes. Yep. Sounds so small, but we're so proud of it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So
Are you able to provide snacks like that? Did you budget for that? or-
we asked about what we could bring in, and Ames, we can bring in some snacks, but we have to use an approved catering list from Ames, and they haven't provided that to us yet. We might actually have something off-site completely, so we haven't really talked about that much yet, but I don't foresee us doing a bunch of Ames.
What's happening over here?
Hi.
We're having a little discussion.
Okay, so if I faint, just pick me up. I'm just like,
Just relax. Are you dead set on having it at Ames?
Mr. Steckel is dead set on having it at Ames. We suggested a lot of other places to him.
Is there a reason? I mean, mostly we'd love for you to be in town, I think, you
We
know?
would too. Again, he really wants to build that relationship with Ames because we're trying to get the kids in so many programs there.
So we pay him $1,100. Sorry.
Well, because we got a church over here that has a stage.
We even suggested the Mad Russian just because we have the
Right.
relationship with TRPR.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
great.
don't kill the messenger.
Sounds like Mr.
They're all
Steckel.
good
Mr.
questions.
Steckel.
Yeah, I think he needs to come.
Yeah.
No.
No, we want to, I think the overall feeling, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but we'd love to support you.
I appreciate that.
And
Yeah.
we're very glad you guys are
especially in town.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna make that as a point, but I didn't want to sound super like, well,
Yeah,
you
no,
guys
no,
know.
we're-
So, but I think that
We're
holds a
very
lot
glad
of.
for your guys' presence, and so we would, I think, love to support you.
I
And
appreciate that.
just trying to figure out how to make that happen.
Sure.
But probably just starting with Cheryl.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
and she can kind of bring it back to bring us the information.
Yeah, I think Dustin has my email address. I'm still on
I
the
put
board.
my info at the bottom of this too. I don't know if I can hand stuff out. I don't know the rules here, but
Oh, yeah, we're so formal. Yeah,
I don't know what to do. Sorry.
we're worried about a piece of paper. Stephanie Potberg wanted us to meet with the new principal anyway, so this would probably be a good lead-in.
He would
I
love
think
to
that
meet you
Milliken
guys.
Events can jump in and help with some support as well. So I think as a town, we'll get.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you. You did great.
Yeah.
No need to fade.
No, don't pass out. We're not that scary.
We don't know what to do with that.
All right, we'll have a follow-up item on that. Okay. Next item is, are there any comments on the minutes of March 12th, 2025? Any corrections, updates? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes for March 12th, 2025.
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Lane. Yes. Trustee Nick.
Yes.
Trustee Orr.
Yes.
Trustee Wake.
Yes.
Trustee Beck.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Do we have any questions on the paid list of bills for the month? Hearing none, we'll move on to the town administrator's report. Administrator Powell, I imagine you have
All
some
that stuff.
exciting news for us.
I do. But we'll start with the lesser.
Make me wait.
I like to say the best
We're
for
gonna
last.
build up.
That's
Make me
right.
wait.
But it's all pretty good. So I met with Superintendent Scott Nielsen on the 14th, and we discussed Milliken Intermediate School, which is, they are very excited about doing. We also discussed a future bus garage that would also serve as an automotive class for the students because they do not have that currently in the facility that they're at. And his vision on this is, wherever the bus garage is placed, and I think they're looking at more in Milliken, that it would be a future expansion for an additional high school. So, start here and then gradually add to it, because the need of that is going to happen probably sooner than we all think than later. So, of course, I like that idea. I think it would be great. Even if it's 10 years down the line, it's probably less than that. But the bus garage is something they definitely need. And, and I think they're thinking very well in incorporating a automotive class within that building. So, anyway, we plan to meet quarterly and discuss more things that are going on. So staying in touch a little more than we have. Also, the projects, the Olivia well blending and storm drainage along County Road 21 are all coming along. And we appreciate all the residents in this area for their patience regarding these projects. I'm going to go out tomorrow with John and review, look at the sites again. It's been a couple of weeks since I was last out there, so it'll be really nice to go back out and see the progress. The Ehrlich Lake Pump Station, the controls will be installed starting April 2nd, and it should take them 1 to 2 weeks to finish those up. The pumps will then be tested. The pump station should be in operation then once the lake is full. Once we have the new well drilled and the Watson well that we're connecting, those will be ready for the fall shoulder season. So we won't have them ready in time for the spring, which we're in, shoulder season, but they will be there for the fall. And then, of course, the next spring. So that'll help a lot of the areas in town too. The streetlights have finally been installed on Weld County Road 23 3/4. So if you haven't driven out there in the dark, now you can. There is light. It's been almost a year, but they're there. So, and the good news, I sent an email out last week letting the board know that we were the fortunate recipients of a $1 million grant from the Department of Local Affairs for the Center Drive reconstruction project. And on that same note, and this floors me, and it actually, it's an emotional thing. All the hard work and dedication from the staff and the support from the board. So starting in 2022, we started out slow. We started out with our first grant for the Cherry Street improvements, design and engineering for $20,000. We got through the Department of Local Affairs. Then we hit 2023. We went out for the Cherry Street improvements. DOLA was, fantastic about giving us a $750,000 grant towards that project. And then we went through the CDBG grant program in Weld County regarding replacement of ADA ramps throughout town that were in bad shape or not there. And we received $154,000 then. So for 2023, we received $904,000 in grant. 2024 hit. We went out for, and it's called an administrative grant from DOLA to help with the design and engineering of Weld County Road 23 3/4. That was $25,000. Then we went back to them for the project, which they gave us $952,613. And then we turned around and we went back to them for Center Drive. Now these are all in the industrial area, for another administrative grant, which we received for $25,000 for the engineering of that. And then we went out for a TAP grant when we were not successful with the Safe Routes to School grant through CDOT. And we received $1,706,000 for new sidewalk, curb and gutter along the south side of 4th Street. That will start taking place. We've had the kickoff with them. So hopefully, I don't know, John, when do you think?
I'd like to try to do that. That's how you like.
Yeah. A little more difficult with monies from, CDOT, but we'll have them. And then we went out again through DOLA regarding the alluvial well blending project, so we can use our asset water and blend it with storage tank to increase our water capacity in town, and we received $1 million grant. So in total for 2024, we received $3,005,318. And lastly, the Center Drive improvements, as I said, received $1 million grant. These are projects that will enhance town for years to come. Along with the ARPA money that we are using for the storm drainage project along County Road 21. That was over $2 million that we're using on that. So, this is all monies that the town received in order to take care of very significant. Anyway, again, thanks to staff for putting these grants together, board for supporting us and doing this. This is what we need to do for our residents and our business owners. Well underway.
Well, on behalf of the board, I would like to commend our staff on a job well done, not just for this year, but past years in obtaining these grants and executing these projects. It's just such a great job. Thank you. Any other thing to report on?
I'll end it on the emotional note.
Comments or questions from the board members?
Awesome. Really proud of you guys.
Well, I'm,
As a taxpayer, we're very, very appreciative as well,
Yeah.
not just as town board, but as a taxpaying citizen, sure.
absolutely. All right. Wow, thank you. That was a good way to end your report. Great job. All right.
One last thing.
Oh, yeah.
Benny. So, Mr. Garcia has completed his master's program.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So I think that is really a great accomplishment for him.
It's awesome.
Is there a graduation ceremony for that?
In town?
In Arizona.
Would you get your master's in? Would you get it in? Very cool. Congrats.
And he got an A in his last paper.
Nice.
AI, you mean?
AI?
So I think it's pretty impressive. You know,
Very.
working a full-time job here and then completing his master's.
Oh, congratulations. All right. We do not have anything on the consent agenda, so we will move right to the action agenda. And the first item is a pleasant item on our agenda. It's consideration of adoption of resolution number 2025-08, a resolution in support of after prom. Presenting is our town administrator.
So, yes, we've been supporting the After Prom program for the last few years. I think it's a great program, you know, much like trying, you know, support of Civica if we decide to do that. You know, this program or this After Prom keeps the kids off the street, gives them a place to go, have fun, in a safe environment. We're a little late getting to the game because I was looking for more information. I didn't know what they were planning to do, and I'd like to be able to tell you what they're planning to do with any donation. So anyway, they are teaming up with Airbound, and they are going to have it actually at the high school itself. Again, I think it's a great program for these kids. Good way to have fun instead of being on the road and potentially getting into trouble. We did have budget $2,000 for this event in our 2025 budget.
Questions from the board. Trustee Wakeman.
Is prom at the high school too? So that means they won't, you know, is actual prom at the high school or just
Well, I
the
think
after
there is
prom?
the after prom.
The actual prom is
Yeah.
somewhere else though.
I don't know what they're planning to do in that.
Do we know what their total cost? Or how many they're anticipating? But I saw that it said local vendors, you know, what else they're. Do you know anything more about?
Yeah,
what
other
they're
than, well, they're going to have, Airbound's going to be there, and they'll have obstacle courses, races, laser tag. And then-
I'm just curious what the overall, like what overall budget is and how much they're looking to, how much they've spent in the past, I guess. I know it changes year to year.
Right, last year they did at the main event.
Yeah, and just obviously with different parent groups, things like that. So I know it's probably correct, but mostly just curious of the overall budget.
I know renting some of these things is pretty pricey,
Yeah.
and especially if they're going to have them there for that length of time. But I don't know what the
Trustee Lane, any questions?
No questions.
Trustee Nix?
No questions.
Trustee Orcutt?
No questions.
Trustee Beck?
No question.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Somewhat related, and I want to support this, but does the staff believe we can find some support for the Civica as well?
think we can.
Less office supplies. Less office supplies.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe based on the numbers that were shared with the board that we can help support that.
I don't want
piece
to
of-
split out any here, but I also want to make sure we can
Yeah.
support Civica is where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll cancel all the CML registrations.
Yeah, Mike doesn't need to go.
I probably won't be able to, actually, so you might save some money there.
I'm not going, so that saves some.
I think we can find
Okay.
$1,100 or whatever you deem appropriate.
Well, yeah, and I think I agree. Mostly just looking to be fair and supporting now that we have multiple, avenues to support that. I want to be sure that everyone feels supported and it's spread across the community.
And we'll let them know, because generally in August, I think, we send out information, or if it's requested, to anybody who would like to, ask the board for funds like this. Typically, they submit the request then, so then we can budget.
Yeah, I think it would just kind of be nice to know, have some follow-up of, attendance, actual attendance, if they're putting on this, huge thing, but they don't have not very well attended.
And I will ask the question. I was
Yeah.
just having a difficult time getting the information
Sure.
I did get.
Well, maybe they don't need the money that bad then, I guess.
Trustee Wakeman, maybe you could swing by and do some chaperoning.
Maybe that would. I barely attended when I was that age.
You're just talking about actual activities, right? You attended school.
Well, yes, I attended social. To be specific, activities
All
was
right, I think we've gotten a little off track now.
Yes.
Is there any further discussion? I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to adopt Resolution 2025-08 in
Second.
support of the Roosevelt High School's after prom party.
Second.
Do we have an amount? I'm sorry. Time out. Do we have an amount specified? That's a blank resolution.
2,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very good.
It wasn't in the motion. Yeah.
Sorry.
Please include that in the motion. Okay, it's amended. Town clerk, please take a vote.
Trustee Nix.
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Trustee Beckman.
Yes.
Trustee Lane.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. All right, next resolution is 2025-09, a resolution to become a member of the Colorado Retirement Association. Presenting is Wade Nickerson from our Finance Department.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees. This resolution is to allow the town to become members of the Colorado Retirement Association. Colorado Retirement Association's been around since about 1968. They provide pension administration for counties, municipalities, and special districts in Colorado only. They currently have about 248 employer groups, about 35,000 participants, and they have about $2.5 billion in assets that they manage. We would like to change to Colorado Retirement Association for our plan administration for our 401A pension plan, as well as our 457B plan. And this is the first step in accomplishing that, as we have to become members of this organization in order for that to happen. There are no budget implications on this. It doesn't cost the town anything. All of the fees are deducted from the investments made by employees. And staff recommends approval, and I can take questions.
Questions from the board, starting with Trustee Beckman.
No question.
Trustee Orcutt?
No questions.
Trustee Nick? No question. Trustee Lane?
No questions.
Trustee Wakeman?
No questions.
Mayor Pro Tem D?
No questions.
I think you covered it very well in the work session, so I definitely don't have any questions. Hearing nothing further, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to adopt Resolution 2025-09, electing to become part of the Colorado Retirement Association.
Second.
Okay, town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Orca?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Beckman?
Yes.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes, are we enjoying ourselves this evening?
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Wade.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the boundary agreement between the town of Milliken and the town of Gilcrest.
Madam Mayor, I need to recuse myself on this.
Thank you. You should return later.
I need to recuse as
Okay, we have a quorum still, so, okay, bye-bye.
Brian's on.
Yes. Presenting is
Me.
Thank you. Town Administrator Cheryl Powell.
Mayor and trustees, thank you. So we've been working on boundary agreement with our surrounding municipalities. We have one with Johnstown, we have one with Platteville, and now we are hoping to have one with Gilcrest. Gilcrest did approve this at their, I believe, March 3rd meeting. Currently, we had one with Gilcrest and Platteville combined. That was done in 2012, but none of the requirements within that boundary agreement were ever fulfilled. And it was pretty onerous. So we went and simplified it with Platteville, that it still means the same thing, only not all these other mechanisms are involved. And so we did the same thing with Gilcrest. It gives a better definition of growth areas so that when people are doing their comp plan and or planning for growth, they know where the boundaries are at. Gilcrest was happy with this. I mean, we have to adjust ours a little bit because I think originally, Pepper, and correct me if I'm wrong, we were a little bit on the other side of the river. Well, we're not going to get there. So we'll scale it back to remain on this side of the river, which pleases them, and it makes more sense for us. I would like to be able to continue to get one with Evans, but I'm not sure that'll happen. I'm here, but who knows? But anyway, I don't know if anybody has any questions on this. If you do, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions from the board? Trustee Lane?
No questions.
Trustee Nick?
No questions.
Trustee Orcutt?
No questions.
Trustee Beckman?
No questions.
Okay, I don't have any. It's pretty clear. I do like the map. So if there's nothing further, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to approve the revised intergovernmental boundary agreement between the town of Milliken and the town of Gilcrest as presented.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Beckman?
Yes.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Trustee Orca?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you.
My voting thing kind of disappeared, so I don't know what it did. Just letting you know. Okay, thank you.
Have some returning board members. The next item is the number 11, the playground replacement at Florence Park. Presenting will be Keith Staggs, our Parks. Hello,
Hello,
how are you doing?
Mayor, trustees. I have the Florence Park proposal. The purpose is to request board approval for the allocation of $70,000 to replace the playground at Florence Park. This funding has already been approved in the current year's budget. The existing playground at Florence Park has reached the end of its useful life and requires replacement to maintain safety and accessibility standards. The new playground will provide an updated, safe and ADA compliant play area for the community. To maximize cost efficiency, the town will handle the demolition of the existing play structure, all necessary dirt work and concrete installation to ensure compliance with ADA standards. This will significantly reduce the overall cost while ensuring the playground meets all necessary regulations. The cost of the playground equipment and installation is $70,000. This amount has already been allocated in the current fiscal year's budget with no additional funding required. Staff recommends board approval to the expenditure of $70,000 on the purchase and installation of the new playground at Florence Park, allowing the project to move forward.
Let's see if we have a few questions. Trustee Beck, do you have any questions?
I do not have any questions, but I'm excited being a toddler mom.
Trustee Orcutt, any questions?
No questions.
Tina?
I do have a question.
Shocker.
I'm wondering what you do with the old equipment. Or is it just disposed of?
It'll be disposed of.
I guess I was just surprised when the school district was getting rid of some of their stuff that I actually ended up seeing it like on Facebook Marketplace and was surprised. So whoever their third party was that had removed it, they were reselling it then basically for a decent price.
Yeah,
So
you won't see that with this one because
it's not.
it's old and it needs to retire.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was my question. If there was any possibility of reselling anything.
Yeah, so.
Trustee Lane, any questions?
No question.
All right. I have one about first requires rubberized mulch in certain areas. This said wood mulch. Can you provide the clarification?
We are going to use rubber mulch in this one.
So it will be rubber.
It'll be blue. We're going to do blue.
Really?
We talked to some of the homeowners and kids around there. They kind of picked out the clay structure and the color of the floor, so they got to look at it. So I thought I'd get their opinion.
To go with the town colors, blue and yellow.
Yeah,
He did.
that's what we were going for.
Yes, just say yes.
Well, it's a very nice toy.
It'll look good. It'll look good when it's done.
So we will be putting in rubberized mulch, and then can you do some research? See, is there any type of coating the manufacturers that to our playground?
Yeah, well, I'll look into that one.
I
know
don't have
they-
high hopes.
I know they do have some stuff
called
that makes it
tripwire.
wipe off a little easier, but on concrete, it really doesn't help because concrete's so porous and just, especially the black Sharpie. It's a tough one.
All right, well, anything you that was just a general. Thank you for your presentation. Any final questions? Board members?
I have one.
Yes.
Does this proposal comply with our purchasing and procurement policies?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Very rude of me.
That's all right. I got it.
Okay. All right, if there's no further questions, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to approve the allocation of $70,000 for the replacement of the Florence Park Playground, with the town providing demolition, dirt work, and concrete installation for ADA compliance.
Town clerk, please call for the vote.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
trustee Beckman,
Yes.
trustee Lane,
Yes.
trustee Nick,
Yes.
trustee Orcutt,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes,
Motion
thank you. You played that one.
You did it, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
All right, the next item is we're spending money.
We are.
There's a lot going
Consideration
on
of
here.
approving a construction agreement with A1 Chip Seal of the town's steel project, presenting John Rabus, Streets and Facilities Director.
Good evening. Our pavement maintenance plan was completed in 2022, identifying 36 segments for treatment. Of these, 10 segments are projected to have 2 to 4 years of remaining life service. The primary goal is to extend the payment's service life for as long as possible. And this year, I had a map included. We're doing majority of the streets that are on the north side of Broad Avenue. And none of those have received treatment prior.
And they've been out crack sealing these areas.
Yep, we're crack sealing all these streets prior to coming in and doing the Cape Seal.
Questions from the board, starting with trustee Lane.
No questions.
Trustee Wakeman.
No questions.
Trustee Nix.
No questions.
Burkett.
No questions.
Beckman.
No question.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Same question. Does this proposal comply with our purchasing and procurement policies?
It sure does.
Pardon?
It sure does.
Okay, thank you.
So, in some areas of, we did the micro, like slurry sealing, and then this is, is there a reason that we pick one method over?
Well, we do. Micro seal is really meant for streets that are, that's only been paved for 6 years. And then we've also done a slurry seal in the past. And what chip seal is, it's a combination of 2 different applications. The first layer, the Cape seal, first layer is a chip seal. Then we come back with the slurry seal over top of that chip seal. So what that does, that prevents any reflecting of existing cracks that are on the roadway. They tend not to reflect through that because you have 2 separate layers.
Oh, we had that happen last. Residents be off.
For approximately, they'll do 1 lane at a time for approximately about 4 hours, depending on temperature.
Oh, that's nothing.
Any other final questions for the board? Hearing none, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to authorize the mayor to sign a construction agreement with A1 Chip Seal Company for Cape sealing various town roadways for $147,318.08.
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
trustee Nick,
Yes.
trustee Orca,
Yes.
trustee Wake,
Yes.
trustee Beck,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item, Alluvia Well change order with Pittsburgh Corporation presenting the Streets and Facilities Director.
Good evening. A decision needed to be made between board meetings. As delaying until the next meeting would have postponed the extension line irrigation company's ditch bore until September. This postponement would affect our construction deadline, which is set for August, in relation to the DOLA grant. The engineer for the extension irrigation ditch company did not approve our original engineering plans for the bore underneath the irrigation ditch. Consequently, we had to modify our plans to comply with their requirements. The bore distance was increased from 77 linear feet to 110 linear feet, and the separation between the ditch flow line and the casing pipe was adjusted from 6 feet to 10 feet. Additionally, we engaged a NACE engineer to design detailed drawings, provide stamping, inspect all cathodic protection equipment. We also incorporated 6 additional 17-pound anodes in addition to the 2 on the job site, bringing the total to 8 anodes for protecting 110 linear feet of casing pipe. I believe the change order from Dietzler Construction is reasonable. Our unit prices have remained unchanged. The increase in depth accounts for larger excavation site, more backfill material, additional compaction lifts, and increased trench box rental cost, along with additional cathodic protection materials and installation. To date, we have incurred $214,225 in expenses for this ditch crossing.
So overall, is this going to remain in budget or?
Yes, it will.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
with the budget.
it will remain
Okay.
within
Okay.
the total budget.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Trustee Beck,
I don't have any questions.
trustee Lane,
No questions.
trustee Nick.
Questions. I was mostly concerned, if we were going over budget as well, and so that.
No questions.
All righty. Well, it's pretty clear. Presentation was good. So there's no further discussion. Take a motion on the matter.
I move to ratify and approve the construction change order with Dietzler Construction Corporation for $81,148.
Second.
Madam Clerk, call for the vote.
Trustee Nick?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Wake?
Yes.
Trustee Beck?
Yes.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion
Consideration in approving a construction agreement with 5280 Asphalt for the East Holly Sidewalk Project. Davis, Facilities Director.
The sidewalk along the 100 block of East Holly Street on the south side has experienced spalting concrete. Residents have been requesting the replacement of this section since last year. Common causes of spalting include freeze-thaw cycles, the use of poor quality concrete, inadequate finishing, and the application of de-icing salts on new concrete, and the corrosion and oxidation of rebar. And, we do have our standards attached to each one of these agreements.
Quite an interesting.
Yeah, that picture is crazy.
Okay, questions from the board. Trustee Wakeman.
I do have questions. Mostly, this seems like so much money. It's 6.5 feet. Is that what it is?
How many feet did you say?
6.5? Is that what it
No,
said?
no,
in
no,
the-
no, 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 no.
Okay.
No, we're talking a whole block.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, it's, let's see here. I don't know if I got the exact quantities.
In the bid, it looked like
Yeah.
it said 6.5 feet.
No, that'd be the width.
So 585 linear feet.
Yes. It'd be 585 linear feet, 6'6" mountable site,
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better about everything. It still seems like.
The price of concrete. No, I'm kidding.
Well, the price of concrete has gone up for sure, but not that much.
No.
So,
it's getting there.
yeah, it is pretty crazy. I guess I'm just, this is just other questions. Did it seem like, in terms of just bad material, you think, or similar?
It could be a combination of bad material, a poor finish.
Do we need to educate the homeowner mostly on, is what I'm questioning, on the appropriate products to use so that, especially if it's still green and they put rock
Once
salt
we do
or
the
whatever
new
on it.
sidewalk, we'll
Yeah.
educate that block of people.
Good.
But to go back now and try to
Yeah, it looks like,
determine what went wrong, it would be hard to do.
yeah,
I could just give you a handful of
sure, just.
rough ideas.
Yeah, just wondering if it looked like it was a certain section and,
It is a certain section.
And
It's
so
just
likely
that
material,
block.
yeah, likely material issue maybe, but, yeah, more so just so that we're not putting more concrete down for somebody to mistreat and then have the same problem.
Right.
Trustee Lane, any questions?
No questions.
Trustee Nick?
The sidewalks belong to the town and we're responsible for fixing those, not the homeowners.
The sidewalk does belong to the town. It is within the right of way. Now, we do have a town, I believe it's in the code, then it's very vague of the responsibility of it, and there's no enforcement mechanism. And since it is within the right of way and the condition of it, I would say it would be within the town's responsibility to replace.
No questions.
It shows we have 75,000 that was approved for the street maintenance fund. Is this the first time that we're using this? How much?
It'll be the first time this year.
Okay, yeah.
But
Well, that's what I mean.
We got other
Yeah.
concrete work coming up.
Right, okay. But we look like we should be on track to be within that 75.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Oh, okay. All right. That's it.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
No questions.
Hold on, was the proper procurement methods used for this?
Actually, they were, it's in there.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought he forgot.
No,
I wanted to make sure.
No, I mean, I saw it when I was like, holy smokes, this seems like a whole lot of money for, but I saw it was the lowest bid. I was like, geez Louise, somebody should be in the concrete. Somebody should be in the concrete.
Why do we have?
I used to.
One in every crowd.
Gotcha. Right.
I guess I do have one more. Can I ask another question? I think at one point, the town was kind of doing some of their own concrete work. Is that correct? Is that anything that's within our, just given how expensive it is and knowing we have ongoing expense with doing sidewalks every year?
Not this large of a section.
Yeah, I mean, if we were replacing just a
If
small
we
area.
were replacing a small stone, possibly.
Sure. No,
But
I
not
just wondered
something this
if
size.
it's a consideration for hiring, somebody specifically that's a concrete specialist that, could serve in that capacity going forward. I just something to mention.
Actually, I almost asked. You did it, yeah.
So if there's no further discussion, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to authorize the mayor to sign a construction agreement with 5280 Asphalt Paving Contractors for sidewalk replacement along East Holly Street for $37,935.85.
Second,
Madam Clerk, please call for a vote. Trustee Orca?
yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Beck?
Yes.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Nick?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. All right, do we have any reports from board members? Any meetings that are attended? Anything you'd like? Any other business to come before the board? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we're out for the evening.
I did
Bye,
like
Brian.
3 motions. Somebody had to start picking up the slack. I did 2 in a row.
I did too.